Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
I don't know if we need to make any coaching changes. Not sure about the GM. We just need to maybe take a look at changing our strategy and getting football minds involved in our drafting process and player evaluation process and get away from this analytics and the old Moneyball approach. It doesn't seem to really work in football. Unfortunately, we really screwed ourselves because of the Deshaun Watson deal, and that's on Haslam. And we need to kind of figure things out to become good again. We were good last year. So quit making mistakes, quit knuckling down, doubling down on the stupid Deshaun Watson deal. Jameis Winston's never going to be any good, and DTR is just kind of a bust, unfortunately.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Casey, DTR is a fifth-round pick. He's a guy that I think can develop into a backup. He's not going to be a starter. He's not going to be a really successful starter in the NFL. I'd be shocked. The analytics, yeah. Here's the other thing. The Deshaun Watson trade was bad. What made the Deshaun Watson trade catastrophic is $230 million guaranteed. That's what makes it the albatross that you're going to have to deal with the next 2 years because of cap issues.
Yeah, and that's the thing that floats over this entire team. That's the kind of the thing that weighs on you. And they definitely, like in hindsight, do you think they make that deal knowing what they knew even 1 year into it? Not as bad as it's gotten. There's no way, but like it's definitely been regrettable. I would push back with a few things the caller said. And I know the word analytics, especially when you're losing, is going to get a bad rep, and people are going to be sick of hearing about it. And it's going to be like, get these nerds out of my game. But like, if you just sub out that word, if I were going to ask you to make a decision, wouldn't you want to have all the available information possible to make the best decision you could make? If I told you like, no, I'm going to make you make a decision, but I'm only going to tell you half the information. Over time you're going to make worse decisions. So I don't get mad at them for doing that. And there's different ways to do it. And we definitely see Detroit right now, and they're definitely deemed the football guys, and they're having a lot of success. So that grass is pretty green over there, and I get it.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, man, I'm not going to be mad at trying to have as much information as possible to make the best decisions. That being said, we're talking about this Deshaun Watson thing. It turned out to be a terrible decision, not even a bad decision, maybe the worst decision in franchise history. I don't think and that was with all the information possible. So if the ends don't justify the means, I could see getting away from it. At the end of the day, that's probably why they would pivot away from DePodesta.
Well, DePodesta is kind of like the Wizard of Oz. He's behind the curtain and nobody knows what does he do? What is he doing behind the curtain? That's why people are blaming analytics, because the Browns will tell you everything's collaborative, so you can't point to one person, and everything's multiple, so you don't do one thing really well. Those are the two things I've come to learn. Collaborative means we're not going to tell you who's to blame. Multiple means we don't do anything well enough to be known for that.
Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it, when you can't? But everybody wants it. I get the idea. You want to be like, that's the problem. Get it out of here. Well, this organization is not going to give you that. They're not going to be like, yep, it was this guy's decision. It's the reason you can't listen to anything they say and just follow their actions. Whoever they tab at the end of this season to be the scapegoat will be who at least they want you to perceive as the problem.
And if they don't do anybody, it means it was the owner's decision probably that he was driving the train, because the owner has never fired himself and never will.